guys, welcome back to part 5 or 6. I'm not really sure which part this is. So in the last video we got the trailer painted. Off camera I did go ahead and throw on the 2 doors and I got those siliconed in. I threw on the exterior lights and then I started playing with my generator. The bag did come in for the generator, so I went ahead and put that on. I oiled the generator and I actually made sure it started and it did run the window unit. I also have a bag for the window unit that they sent me the wrong size, so I will have that coming in the next couple of days. We did get the steps welded and painted on last time. Something that we also just did that I've been waiting for Katie to help me is we did just mount the gas and diesel can, so I could go ahead and start mounting or plumbing my diesel heater. And then last night I spent some time messing with a doorknob. Well, she just locked it, but I do have a doorknob. It's not finished, so I will show you guys a little bit more about what I've done down here. It's not done yet, but I think it will work. We have some PVC 3-inch piping that we're going to go ahead and plumb from the diesel heater inside of the cab. And so let me flip you around and show you kind of what we're doing there.
We're going to take this, what is it, PVC?
It's a PVC 3-inch. It's like you can call it a Y or a T. I guess it's a Y.
Anyway, we're going to put it up this way, and we're going to have our air flow in this way and put a cap here. But we got this shape so that if anyone wants to camp in our rooftop tent, then we can also run the hose up to them that way through this one. But while we're in here, this is just going to go this way, and we'll have this capped off.
Yes, perfect.
Yes.
Unless I have a piece of paneling in there.
Yes.
And I didn't want to drill through the paneling yet. So that's what that's going to basically look like. I wish I had something better than duct tape to hold that. So this is what the contraption will look like. What my plan is just to duct tape this to that, because it's not like I can squeeze this. What I might be able to do is wrap some like maybe HVAC tape around this and thicken it, because it fits, but it's not a tight fit, so that might help it. And then the plan I didn't have the right size hole saw, so I drilled it a little bit bigger. I'm going to fill it with foam when I'm done and then silicone it or caulk it and then paint it. So this goes like that, and then on the inside, the plan was to basically put this, I didn't mean to shove it in there. Put this in there, and then from there, we can decide to run the pipe or leave it, or I have a little vent pipe I was gonna put on this and blow out towards us that we could turn a little bit if we wanted. So I'm gonna probably try to freehand this hole a little bit smaller, so it gives my foam something to adhere next to, and then I'm gonna start trying to duct tape this up. I wanted to give an update. So I went ahead and I did decide to put 3 metal sheetrock screws in. It does feel pretty stout now. I did go ahead and get that elbow in. And what I am choosing to do, so this is what came with the diesel heater. I've wrapped duct tape around it just like I did on that end. And this does fit inside of a 3-inch pipe. It may try, it's over there now, but it does fit. You just have to force it in a little bit, and then I'm still able to turn it so I can have it point in the direction that we want. But from this side, I'm going to keep it under the bench and not come all the way out. Of course, I can always change things. I'm not gluing anything. Everything's a pretty tight fit. So what I'm going to do is put spray foam in it and then caulk it in and then probably paint it all black. There it is. So it's a tight fit, and then I can still turn this really easily. And then I think I'm gonna have it point kind of upwards out of my face. And so then the next thing to do is to foam it, let that dry, caulk it, paint it, and then work on the fuel, getting it from that diesel tank to the back of this. I have the fuel cell tapped and ready to start running the hose. This is a fuel pickup that I got off Amazon when I bought the heater, and I had in the original tank. And so I just transferred it over to this tank. I was wanting to go here, and then I wanted to go here, and this wasn't long enough, so I would have to have bought a new one. And then this vent is solid all the way through with a pinhole in it. And so that wasn't going to fit the nut that's on the bottom of this, because there is a nut that sucks it to it. So I ended up just putting I emptied it because it's full. I emptied it into that. And then I held my finger on it and kind of spun this till it got tight. It does have teeth on the bottom, so once it comes into contact, then you can spin this and it will tighten it down. And so this should be good to go now, and then it should just open normally so I can refill it. Gone ahead and hooked it up to the battery, and I have the fuel line running like that. My foam is expanding, but it's looking okay. So this should. All right. Do I remember how to use it? No, I do not. Actually, I never even used this. I always used my app, but once it's on and running, I will show you guys. You can see the fuel is getting sucked down. I do have fuel in it from before. You can see that it's causing some air. It's starting to go. The app is a lot easier to use. I just kind of turned it up and it started showing that it was igniting. I did have sawdust on this, and hopefully I didn't have any oily hands, but that is all that it's. That's crazy that it's already heating up that fast. All right, where's this fuel at? All right, there it is. It's right there. So it's still not on yet. No, well, I mean, it is blowing warm air, but it hasn't kicked on yet. You will hear it when it does. Look at the exhaust. I'll probably go ahead and open the door. I'm pretty sure it gets a little smelly. And it's gonna shut down. So I guess I will check my app to see what failed. So it's still blowing kind of cold air, but you can hear it. It's changed its tone. This is the sound that it should be making. You can hear that it's kind of roaring up more. I did end up just turning it off and turning it back on. Since there was no fuel in the line, it will time out. And so the first time I did this, when I was unboxing, it took quite a bit because it had to fill that fuel filter up. I don't see anything coming out of the exhaust yet. It has changed. It does show a combustion. This thing really is hard to use. The app is a lot easier. But I still think it'd be pretty cool to mount it right here. All right, we definitely have heat now. So like, it's not burning me, but it definitely gets to the point that it's so overwhelmingly hot. This isn't very hot. So I'm laying inside the camper, and I initially had the heater on level 10, I believe is what it was, and it was about fire. So I kept turning it down, and I have it all the way on 1, and I think it's going to be overwhelmingly hot even at 1. So there's a chance we will have to turn this to vent. It has the option for vent, which means that the generator would have to be running. I can also hear the ticking of the fuel pump with this diesel heater obnoxiously loud. It is fastened to the trailer. Last time we ran it, it was 15 feet away from us. So it's obnoxiously loud. Something else, I turned off the lights and I was laying here. I think I'm going to look into some kind of 12-volt cameras that I can see around the trailer. It'd be cool to have like 4 cameras that I could have a small monitor in here. I just feel like we're still really new to the camping, and where we go is in the middle of nowhere. And so it is still kind of a concern to go camping. I mean, we feel a lot safer being inside of a enclosure, but the fact that I still can't see outside. We do have 2 windows with the lights, but with the way that we have this bench set up, I will have to like sit up and try to look over top of Zeus, and it would just kind of be easier if I just kind of had a screen mounted on the ceiling that I could just, you know, lay here and stare at. We do camp a lot in Arkansas. Well, that's really the only place that we're going to camp for the moment. And they do have wolves, which is pretty interesting. So not that we've done quite a bit of reading about them. They're more scared of us than we are of them. But they do howl throughout the night. And I'm not going to lie, when you have a pack of wolves howling, it's pretty intimidating. And the first time we slept on a ground tent, and that didn't go well, and so then we went up in the rooftop tent, and that was uncomfortable and cold. And so then we bought this, and so hopefully this will allow us to go out and do the overlanding that we want to do. We just have to be able to comfortably sleep, and I think we're getting there. We just kind of have to take the precautions. Yeah, that heat that's coming in down there is unbelievably hot. When I checked the app, it was saying 197 degrees Celsius. Probably not possible, but it's pretty hot. I mean, of course, you know, I am in a hoodie and it's like 55 degrees outside, but it's still pretty hot. So with this heater, when you turn it off, it actually goes through a soot burn off that it will actually just kind of start burning out the exhaust. It takes about 3 minutes, and then it actually powers down. You will hear the vent still spooling for a while, but I kind of think, other than running this cord inside. I don't know if I'm going to move that thermostat or not. It may. The thermostat's not really waterproof. I mean, I could just drill a hole and go right in there inside the battery compartment, or I might try to move it to the inside before I run it all my trim. But that's kind of the diesel heater and gas can setup that we have for the moment. I am going to paint that pipe, but right now we do have heat and we do have air conditioning once I drill that hole in the cab as well. So this is probably a short video, but that's a big accomplishment, knowing that that works and that that's done. So now I can move on to, you can hear that it's spooling up a little bit louder, but I'm going to go ahead and call that a video. Thank you guys so much. Stay tuned for the next one. Peace out.